I am going to be referring to this, the first few pages of doing this, this document. I will also have problems on here that I'm also going to be doing problems here that are not here. Okay, I'll be doing additional problems. So example 1, we'll start with x squared minus 2x minus 15 over x squared plus 7x plus 12. All right, if it's nice and easy to factor, what I would do is I'd simply factor top and bottom in line, parallel to it. So this is an x squared trinomial, so we'll have x and x. The pair of factors are negative 15 that to negative 2 or negative 5, and positive 3. Same type of trinomial, x and x. Pair of factors 12 that to 7 or 3 or positive 3 and positive 4. Now that it's factored, now that both top and bottom are factored, I'm going to cancel the common factor. They both have x plus 3's. So that leaves me x minus 5, x plus 4. Okay, binomials or parentheses are optional at that step if there's only these. Okay. Something like example 2. I'm probably not going to do all of these. All right. So what I would do is I'll go ahead and factor this. I can take a 2 out of both terms. That gives me x squared minus 4. That's factorable as difference of squares. I'll do that next. This is going to be x and x. The pair of factors are negative 10 that to negative 3 or negative 5 and positive 2. And this factors as well as 2. These are done. Okay, I'll go ahead and copy this as is. This is difference of squares. X squared minus 2 squared. So I'll have x plus 2, x minus 2. And they both have x plus 2's. So that leaves me 2, x minus 2 over x minus 5. You can leave these in factored form. Okay, example 5. Or example 3. 4x to the 5th plus 24 x to the 4th plus 32x cubed over 6x to the 7th y minus 24x to the 5th y. Okay, so these are all 3 divisible by 4. They all have x cubes in them. And that leaves me x squared plus 6x plus 8 over, these are divisible by 6, x to the 5th. X to the 5th is the lowest appearing power of the x's, and they both have y's in them. Okay, I want to make extra sure that I copy this correctly. I did. Okay, good. And that gives me 6x to the 7th divided by 6 to the 5th, x to the 5th would leave me, y would leave me just x squared, and this is minus 4 again. Okay, and this factors further as 4x cubed. I'll go ahead and write this out as well. All right, so this one, the pair of factors of 8 that to 6 are positive 4 and positive 2. So x plus 4, x plus 2. And that's a difference of squares again. X plus 2, x minus 2. All right, so the x plus 2's cancel. Also, 4 divided by 4, 6 reduces to 2/3. And x cubed over x to the 5th leaves me x squared. And So the end result of this is going to be 2x plus 4 over 3x squared x minus 2. Oh, and don't forget the y. I need to put the y in there as well. It's easy to overlook that, but the y needs to be included. That leaves me x minus 2. All right, I'm going to pause here, erase the board, and put up more examples after I zoom in on that y that needs to be included. All right. Okay, so I'm going to resume here. These three all have an x cubed in them. That leaves me x squared minus 2x minus 15. These both have an x squared in them. And you take that out, you're left with that. Okay, so this leaves me x cubed. And then this will be x and x again. Pair of factors negative 15 out to negative 2 or negative 5 and positive 3. This one is x squared. And that's a difference of squares. X squared minus 3 squared. So x plus 3, x minus 3. So the x plus 3's cancel. And x cubed divided by x squared leaves me x to the first. So this will be x times x minus 5 over x minus 3. Okay, now for this one, the 2x plus 5 is prime. But we will factor 2x squared minus x minus 15. Okay, I have a different factoring method than what's normal for these types of trinomials. First of all, 2 is not a common factor. Okay, it's not. So the method I use is to start with 2x and 2x. Then I will take the 2 times the negative 15. That gives me negative 30. Pair of factors of negative 30 with a sum that equals negative 1. That's negative 1x. Okay? Well, the answer is 5 and negative 6. So that would be that would give me 2x plus 5 and 2x minus 6. This is only divisible, these two are only divisible by 1, but these two are divisible by 2. So that would leave me 2x plus 5 over x minus 3. So to finish the job, I have 2x plus 5. Better move that for 2x plus 5 and x minus 3 over 2x plus 5. Well, this cancels completely. The denominator cancels completely, so you're just left with x minus 3. All right, I'm going to pause here and set up a couple of examples that are not on this document. Okay, I'm not going to do example. I think I will do example 6. Okay, I will do example 6. I'll just quickly erase the board before I set up the next problem. Example 6 would be x minus 3 over x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 15. Okay, that's non-factorable, but this is factorable. Factor denominator. So I can take an x squared out of these two terms, leaves me x minus 3. If For these two terms, I can take out the 5. So together, these two give me x squared plus 5 and x minus 3. So, I have x minus 3 over x squared plus 5 times x minus 3. And the numerator cancels completely. Okay, the numerator would cancel completely. When that happens, though, you have to leave a 1 on top. Okay? All right, and the next, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to put up an example that's not on your paper. I'm going to pause here and put an example that's not on your paper. Okay, here are a couple more. We're going to recall that a cubed plus b cubed equals a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So when we do this one, that's 343 x cubed plus 216. So we're going to factor the numerator, the top. All right? A will be the cube root of 343x cubed. B is the cube root of 216. So that's simply 7x, and that is 6. So we will have 7x plus 6, and then 7x squared minus 7x, because that's a, times 6 plus 6 squared. So that'll be 7x plus 6 times, 7x squared would be 7x times 7x. So 49x squared minus 42x plus 36. So the bottom is done, the top is done. The bottom, I can take an x squared out of these two terms, and that leaves me 7x plus 6. Third term is negative. These two are divisible by 10. Negative 70x divided by negative 10 is positive 7x. Negative 60 divided by negative 10 is positive 6. So this will be x squared minus 10 from putting these two together, and 7x plus 6. Make sure everything fits. Finish. We will have 7x plus 6 over 4 and 49x squared. (49x squared minus 42x plus 36) over x squared minus 10 and 7x plus 6. Cancel, cancel, and we end up with just 49x squared minus 42x plus 36 over x squared minus 10. All right. I'm going to pause here. Okay, so here's another. Okay, here's another one. I'll start by factoring the top. Factor 14x squared minus 5x minus 6. Now, notice that 14 14 is not a common factor of these. All right, so the method I use is 14x and 14x. Then I will take the 14 times negative 6. That gives me negative 84. Factors of negative 84 with a sum that equals negative 5. That is 12 and negative 7. Sorry, wrong order. Negative 12, positive 7. So, I will have 14x minus 12 and 14x plus 7 temporarily. Okay? These two have a common factor of 2, so I will need to divide off. These two have a common factor of 7. I'll have to divide it off. So that leaves me 7x minus 6 and 2x plus 1. Okay, next I will need to factor this. Okay, and we will recall a cubed minus b cubed is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So in this case, a will equal the cube root of 343x cubed, which is 7x. B is the cube root of 216, which is 6. So I have 7x minus 6 times 7x squared plus 7x times 6 plus 6 squared. Following the formula. So that will give me 7x minus 6 times 49x squared plus 42x plus 36. Finish. The result in the numerator and in the bottom. As so. Okay? The 7x minus 6 is canceled, and I'm simply left with the 2x plus 1 over 49 x squared plus 42x plus 36. All right. I'm going to pause here and put up another one. Okay, here's another one. 2x squared minus 30x plus 108 over x cubed minus 4x squared minus 81x plus 324. Okay, so here goes. We need to factor 2x squared minus 30x plus 108. Since 2 is a common factor, I will take it out, and that leaves me x squared minus 15x plus 54. And there's a pair of factors of 54 that have to negative 15. So I have x minus 6, x minus 9, because those are factors of positive 54 that have to negative 15. Next, I will factor bottom. So I can take an x squared out of these two terms. That gives me x minus 4. Third term is negative, take it out. They're both divisible by 81. Negative 81x divided by negative 81 is positive x. 324 divided by negative 81 is negative 4. So that gives me x squared minus 81 times x minus 4. But that factors further as x plus 9, x minus 9. And I'll have that times x minus 4. Finish. I'll have the factor top. So that's 2 times x minus 6 times x minus 9 over x plus 9, x minus 9, and x minus 4. So I can cancel the x minus 9s. That leaves me just 2, x minus 6 over x plus 9, x minus 4. And I'm done. Okay, here's another one. 16z squared minus x squared over 5x minus 20z. Okay, well, that's a difference of squares. That could be factors 4z plus x, 4z minus x. Okay, these two have a common factor of 5. That gives me x minus 4z. You might notice that these two are the opposite order of the same thing. So fact, a minus b, or put another way, b minus a equals negative a minus b. Also can be thought as negative 1 times a minus b. We're going to use that to change the order of this so that they're cancelable. So that'll be 4x plus z times that's going to be 4z plus x times x minus 4z times negative 1. So that'll be 5 times x minus 4z. Cancel, cancel, and that will give me I'll go ahead and factor the negative out to the front. So that would be negative 4x plus z over 5. I simply move that negative to the front. All right.